Hey guys, Scott here, and today I want to talk about the give prop system in Dead by Daylight, a completely obsolete feature that I'm sure a lot of you don't even know about. It's hidden behind the report a player feature for some reason, and it's supposed to be given when, the other side played in like a nice, fair, fun way, or when your teammates did a cool save or whatever. Just you want to give a player props. The problem is you don't know that you're receiving props. There's no indication that this function even does anything to begin with. It might literally do nothing. So why not give this feature a function? I think it could actually be really beneficial to the game overall. So first, let's incentivize people to do it. Well, the way you do that is you make it so, let's say if you give someone props, they get 3,000 blood points or something like that. However, you still need an incentive for the people to vote to begin with. So you need to basically give the people that vote for that person to get props half of the reward. So let's say 3,000 blood points. A killer played a nice fair game, whatever, and you want to give them props at the end of the match. So they get 3,000 blood points, you get 1,500. There's a reason for you to vote for them, and there's a reason for, him to receive that vote. So everyone gets something there. The thing is, you need to be very careful with that number. You need to make it small enough to where people are not incentivized to just do it every game, even if the person they went against was miserable to go against. Because, if I'm going to get 10,000 blood points for voting someone in for having, a good game or like give them props or something like that, even if people are miserable, they might do it just for the blood points. So the number needs to be small enough to not rig it that way, but it needs to be big enough to where they'll go out of their way for 5 seconds to do so. So I think 3,000 and 1,500 is like the good amount. You can tinker that whatever you want. But just like that, now there's a reason to use this system. When you actually give someone props, they'll have a little pop-up that says, hey, you were given a combination for this game, whatever. All that being said, we need something more than that. I think there is a lot of empty space on the post-game screen, particularly like in between the perks and the report a player button. There's like a giant nothing there. I think we could have like medals or stickers or stars or whatever to show how many props that player has received that month. So we can tie it to the rank reset system. So you have to consistently play in this way to maintain, high levels of props per that month or whatever. So people, couldn't just do it for a month and then play a dick for the rest of their lives. But I think if we show that number, it might slightly incentivize people to play in a bit nicer of a way. Now, the thing is, this will require a little bit of a modification to the system, because right now you can give props to everybody because it doesn't do anything. Why not? Let them do it. It's Monopoly money. And if we change it so you can only vote props for the other side, I think that'll really start to address the main issue, because the whole reason for this system would be to incentivize both sides to play in a less sweaty, more engaging way for the other team. If you just vote for your teammate who got a sweet flashlight save, it's not going to change anything. So it needs to only be that you can vote for the other side. Also, if this wasn't the case, survivors would just all vote for each other and just circle jerk a bunch of blood points, and that could be abused as well. So it will require a slight change there. But if we have the amount of props you receive per month shown in the post-game lobby, I think that could change things. Now, it would have to be a ratio too, by the way. You couldn't just have like, this guy has received 20 props per month. It would have to be a ratio of the amount of games they played per month. So if they had 40 games played and had 20 props, then you would see 50%, or you would see 2 out of 4 stars, or whatever metric or user interface they use to slightly display this graphic or this data. It would go like that. And I think if we did this, it's sort of a win-win scenario, because I firmly believe that if you buy the game, you can play however you want. If you want to play like a sweaty bitch, that's great. If you want to play super nice, that's great. You bought the game, play however you want, as long as it's in the confines of the rules of the game. But I do think that we shouldn't punish people really for playing sweaty. We should reward people for playing nice. I'm always of the opinion that you should reward the good stuff, not punish the bad stuff as much. Obviously, punish some bad stuff, but for the most part, I think positive reinforcement is better. And if we had the system, the people that played in a more universally fun way would have, a higher rating overall. But it gets a little tricky. I'm not stupid. I realize that people are inherently salty little bitches, and if you get destroyed, you're typically not going to rate the other player. You're not going to give them props. Even if they played fair, even if they 12 hooked or something like that, you're less likely to receive props if you destroy the other team. That's just going to be how that goes overall. But I'm actually willing to bet this could be the best determination of skill in the entire game, because if we actually find the rating, if we find the props ratio of a player and then ratio that into the amount of times they win a match, be it like 4Ks or escapes, and if we find the highest ratio between those two, we can probably find the best players. Because if we can find the people that are consistently winning, but also consistently, at least more so than everyone that's not, getting props after the match, we can find people that are playing fair, but also still winning. And those are probably the best players because, I mean, who's going to be better? A nurse with 4 slowdowns that's slugging and camping and tunneling, or a clown with 1 perk that's still winning every game without any of that shit? I mean, the clown's probably going to be a better player overall. So that could actually unironically be a great indicator of skill, but really it's just meant to incentivize people to just try to play in a bit more of a fun way. If you only care about winning, go for it. Your number will be lower, but you don't care about other people's fun anyway. So it's a win-win. There's no downside to adding the system at all. The people that play a bit nicer will be rewarded. The people that want to just win and sweat, they don't give a shit about this anyway. So pretty much everyone's happy. I don't see a reason to not include this. And that's pretty much it. There's a whole other system that you can do with like medals in the post-game lobby that I'm still giving thought to. But that is, I think, topic for another video that I actually want to have like graphical mock-ups for and stuff. But that's it. Curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this. I can't really think of any way this could be abused. It just seems like a win-win. So thanks for watching. See you next time.